Ah, screw it. Dump the intro. I'm too excited. I can't sleep. I'm just too excited, man. Before we get to any of our bitching and stuff, I want to bring my guest in because he's got a dinner engagement, so we're going to get right to it. And welcome aboard, Bonzi. Bonzi, nice to finally see you face to face to monitor. To monitor. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, bro. How
I
you
can hear.
doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good. I can't see you. Well, I can see you. Are we supposed to be on the same screen or there? I can see
There's
me
you.
now. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let's no, that just I don't know. I'm farting around with this. I've got no idea what I'm doing. Now we're back to this shit. Get rid of this. Remove that. There we go. That's better. Just
There you go.
just mash the fucking buttons till shit comes out the way you want it to, right?
That's all you got to do, buddy. Just keep pressing the fucking buttons until something works, and whether you're gifted at it or not, it'll eventually work.
Sometimes. Right? So let me get this straight. Let's get right into this.
Sure.
What caused you to sell every goddamn thing you own and buy a bus sight unseen and live every man's dream and every father's fucking nightmare?
Yeah, let's get this out of the way first. My parents are just like they're English and they're old and they're old school. Their parents were war veterans, and so my parents are world travelers, and that's where I got this from. But even they still scratch their head. My mom, bless her soul, like, and she's still alive, 74, both of them. She's like, Gregory Scott, what in God's earth would force you or make you to do such a crazy bloody decision and sell your house and sell all of your stuff, and then where you gonna go? What you gonna do, Gregory? So
To her house, so
I said to my dear mom, listen, okay, here's the deal. I owned a house for the past 5 years. I barely lived in it at all. I lived in Costa Rica. I lived in Nicaragua. And I rented my house out this whole time pre-pandemic, okay?
right.
And in the pandemic, once it hit, I was living in Nicaragua still, and I was running a friend's bar, and I was having the time of my life. My house was rented, bills were paid, had no bills back home, no... I wouldn't say no debt, but I was living a pretty good life in Nicaragua, okay? And then when the pandemic hit, Nicaragua, literally where I was, it just shut down. There was no more running the bar. There was no more major tips every day. It was just, and my mom, who's an old, and bless her heart, like, she was like, and not to me, but to my dad, she's like, you get your bloody son home here right now. It's a pandemic, and he needs to bloody get home now. And so my dad would call me, and he's like, are you fucking coming home yet or what? Like, I am sick of fucking tired of listening to your mother scream in my fucking ear, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so he's like, I'll pay for you, son. I'll pay for your flight to come home from Nicaragua during the pandemic, and I had to live with them because my house was rented out, Wade. So I fly home from Nicaragua, and I live with my parents for 4 months, which I don't recommend to anybody. I really don't.
Hard pass.
Not at 47 years old. And not only that, like, listen, Wade, I love my parents. I love them to death. They are the most amazing people. I speak to my dad on the daily. We're best friends. I love my mom. I love making fun of her. I love doing, Sarge voice, but I also respected them enough to come home. And my mom she just couldn't sleep at night. So I come home. I live in their basement because my house is rented out. And so understand this. I go from running a bar. I work 15 hours a day, and I loved it. It wasn't work to me.
No, it's
you go there at 10 in the morning and open the bar. You get everything ready. You order the beer, the liquor. You get the schedule done, whatever you got to do. And it was my life. And then the bar would be packed most of the day. I would bartend all afternoon into the early evening. Then my bartender girl would come in, and it would be so busy that most times I'd have to stay and help her. But some nights I'd get to go out and escape and enjoy. Anyways, that was my life. Packed bar day and night. So then imagine moving back to Ontario on a drop of a dime, living in your fucking parents' basement. You got to do the 14-day quarantine, which imagine going from a packed bar day and night to your old English parents' base. They don't drink. They're against pot, marijuana. Two things, my favorite things in the world. Right? And then you move back into their basement. So here's how this went. God bless my little brother. He hooked me up with 2 cases of wine and about 2 ounces of weed for my 14-day quarantine in parents' basement. So I'm down there, and 2 days, 3 days in, like, listen, and my parents are old, so I didn't want to compromise anything. The government, the world, they scared us of this virus, this pandemic. So I am literally stuck in a basement where my food is dropped at the top of the stairs, right? Like I got leprosy or something. Right? and then I could hear the door slam. Ooh, don't let the Ooga Booga virus up here to get us. Anyways, it carried on like this for 14 days. I did my time in the basement, but 3 days in, I got so bored. I'm a guy that needs interaction. I'm not sure if you know this about me, Wade, but I can speak pretty good.
Yeah, well, you're like me, ADHD in
I'm
HD.
ADHD. I'm not at a loss for words. And so it turned into drinking copious amounts of alcohol, smoking copious amounts of weed. And then I thought on the third day, I was so bored on the third night. I'm like, I got to go live on Facebook and entertain people or something, because I need interaction. I need love. And that's how this whole shenanigan started, to be honest, Wade. I went live 2 bottles of wine deep, high as balls, in my parents' basement. And we're big Halloween people in the Bond family, okay? And so my parents had about all these puppets and trinkets and stuff. So I lined up a semicircle of puppets and trinkets, and I went live. I played the Tragically Hip. I went live for 47 minutes, and it was a debacle. The third bottle of wine that I was consuming was drunk right out of the bottle. I had the hip playing, and I was talking to puppets, and most of the interview was in English accent, if you will. And I thought I was doing different voices but I wasn't. I was so wasted. It was the same accent for every single puppet. Okay. And at one point, Wade, my dad came down halfway through and yelled at me and said, "Oh, I've had enough of your bloody swearing, mate," because his man cave was right above me.
Right.
And it was a disaster, dude. But it was a disaster for my parents and probably personally for me. But God damn it, people loved it.
Right on. Right on.
And that's how it started. So that's how the Bonzi Live started. It grew into Tripping with Bonzi. It grew into a relationship with DeanBlundell.com. And now I'm traveling. I sold my house and sold everything I own, bought this Prevost tour bus, and I've been traveling the United States of America for almost the past 4 months now.
Right
so
on.
That's where we're at.
Right on. And you're in Palm Springs now. You're in Vegas. Saw some footage from Vegas.
Vegas was unbelievable, Wade. Me and my son had a great time. He's 19, so it's weird because imagine being 19, Wade. You're back in Canada. You turn 19. It's a big deal, and then you come and visit your dad in Vegas, and all of a sudden you can't drink anymore. No. And you can go to war, you can vote, you can damn near do the 2 biggest things in history of the world. Right? Fight for your country and vote. I think both of those are pretty important. And then all of a sudden, you can't buy smokes. Imagine going to war and you can't buy a fucking pack of smokes or a tin of chew or legally smoke some weed. Come on, man. The USA has it a bit fucking backwards, if you ask me. They really do.
I agree.
And it
Oh,
sucks that
my wife
that
wants to know
story.
about the dog boots.
Oh yeah, the dog boots. So, dude, listen to this. If and it got hot in Vegas. It really did while we were there. It's 107 degrees the first day there. And so we're walking down the strip, and some lady actually fucking came right up to me and was a little aggressive, actually, and she pissed me off. You know, you could there's ways to handle situations. And she came right up in my face. You know, you're a fucking dog should have boots on. This fucking the pavement gets so hot, blah blah. And listen, I've been to Vegas. The last time I was there was 12 years ago with my ex-wife, and I didn't have a fucking dog, so I didn't know that, you know, the pavement and stuff gets all not double the degree outside, but say it's 107 on the strip and you're walking down and sweltering, you can feel it. Apparently the pavement would be like 135, 140.
Yeah, I know it gets quite a bit warmer on the pavement.
It really does. So,
Yeah.
anyways, because I've never lived in a place like I lived in Nicaragua, okay, and my dog would run out on the sand, which we couldn't walk from the bar to the ocean, which was 20, 30 feet for yards, okay, in bare feet, or you could do it, but you'd have to fucking leg it like Donovan Bailey to the ocean so your feet didn't get burnt, right? Well, my dog's out there running the beach day and night and chasing other dogs, and he always knew to come back to my bar. Said smart dog, and he had that roam of luxury. Well, his feet never got burnt. So when I took him to Vegas just recently, and like I said, this lady comes up, she's all aggressive in my face, and I just didn't really get it. She's like, oh, his fucking paws are gonna get so burnt, and this is like 6, 7 at night now, and I'm like, lady, just fuck off and leave me alone. So, anyways, that night it got darker and cooler, so it was fine. But the next day, bro, we're on the strip, and we're not too far into the walk, and we stop at this souvenir store. Well, a lady next door, and she's running a tour shop, she actually made an effort to come next door and say, hey, listen, bro, you need to buy a fucking pair of socks for your dog right now, or strip authority, like whoever it is, the police or whoever walks the strip, they would fine me massive amounts of money because I was not protecting my animal safely. Now, listen, I have a service dog. For those that don't know, his name's Tucker. He's amazing. I would walk to the end of the earth and back for this dog. I didn't realize the levels of heat that the strip got to. Okay, so as soon as I was told in a polite way and in the middle of the day by this nice lady, and she says, dude, you got to put fucking something on that dog's feet right now, or A, he's going to be in a world of hurt, and B, you're going to get fined out of your ass. So we bought him these socks, and my God, I felt like I was a publicist or like a security for Wiz Khalifa or somebody walking the strip every day, because the fucking amount of attention that little cute socky thingies with animals on the top dangling, and this cute little dog walking down the strip, it was unbelievable, bro. And you would think that would be great. And oh, what a great wingman. You must get so much pussy because of your sweet little service dog. Fucking 0.0, bro. You know why? They all pet him and and they look up and he's like, what's his name? What kind of dog is he? And they fucking completely ignore this. And I don't know how. I mean, come on. Like, look at this flow. Look at the tan. I mean, but dude, 0.0 attention from the hot ladies.
I can relate. We go to Mexico almost every winter, and I get my hair cut down there at this little barbershop in La Pinita. It cost me $2 Canadian, and it's now referred to as the Gibbs. Agent Gibbs off of NCIS or whatever.
Yeah.
She parts it down the middle, cuts it, and flops it off the side, and I end up walking out of there like a big fat, Gibbs. And the older ladies in La Pinita all, oh, Gibbs. My wife gets such a kick out of it, but the young girls, nah, fuck that fat old guy, leave him alone.
Hilarious.
Hilarious. Yeah. So yeah, fun times.
Yeah, Vegas was awesome, dude. We had a fabulous time there. The only thing that went wrong is on the last night we were there, we checked on the bus because it's in a back parking lot of the Rio. So we wanted to go out, make sure everything was okay and stuff, right? we come on the bus and it's a million degrees on here because there's no AC running, there's no fans. We're in a hotel. So, but the you flip a switch and the fridge and everything still runs, because we're still operating on it. And well, I was fucking around with some switches while we were on it, and I forgot to switch one back. We come on the bus the next day around 11 after checking out of the hotel. The fucking fridge, it hasn't been on all night.
Oh shit!
And everything in there is de-thawed. And we had a shit ton of meat and stuff on there. Yeah, I bulk up and stock up at Walmart or whatever, a shop. Anyways, we pulled into Joshua Tree. We drove, I think, 4 hours from Vegas to Joshua Tree. As soon as we got there, we knew the first thing we had to do was set up the charcoal barbecue. And I barbecued for literally 4 hours straight and cooked about at least 6 pounds of ground beef and ground turkey. And then I bet you 10 to 12 chicken breasts as well.
Any hair left on your knuckles? I mean, barbecuing in the desert.
I'm not a very hairy fella, dude, if you will, except, well, the top of my, at the back and sides is a full party, but at the top,
you got the Kim Mitchell on the go.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's why I wear a hat a lot. But it was. We saved the meat, which was great. We got tons of chicken breast to eat and stuff, but it's trials and tribulations of the road, So
certainly make do with what you got in front of you.
Exactly. So we rolled out of Joshua Tree. Was awesome. Got to spend a night or two there in the desert, and I'm talking the middle of the desert in California. I don't know if anybody's been to Joshua Tree, but a great experience. My poor dog got bit by a scorpion in the middle of the desert, and that was touch and go for a couple hours. I was like, fuck, what do you do? Because I'm trying not to drink as much alcohol anymore, but when you drive through mountains and stuff, dude, and in a 45-foot tour bus that it's been 3.5 months now, but I've been mostly like flat driving. Now Colorado is a bit of mountain range. And then you've got New Mexico is pretty cool. It wasn't too many crazy inclines and declines, if you will. But when you got into Arizona and you dip down from the top of Arizona down into Phoenix, which we did, dude, some harrowing, crazy hairpin turns, steep angles like this, like 8 to 10% grade. You got your Jake brake on, but you're still hammering the brakes hard. And it's fucking stressful, dude. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not scared of too many things. I'm scared of snakes, and I'm scared of driving a bus this big and this large down massive inclines through the mountains. So, when you finally get off the bus and you park it and you pull that air brake and you're locked in sight, dude, I got to have a couple fucking drinks,
no doubt.
And to calm the nerves of what I just did for the past 4 or 5 hours. So anyways, we're buckled down now in Palm Springs. It is beautiful here. If you've never been, I highly recommend it. It's stunning. Palm trees everywhere, mountains everywhere, the most beautiful golf courses. So I'm going to dinner tonight. My friend is the general manager of a 5-star high-end crazy restaurant here, and everybody I've talked to at the resorts, you're going for dinner there tonight? And I'm like, yeah. I've never even met this guy. I'll give him a shout out. His name's Rob. I won't give you his last name. That's all you need to know. And anyways, became a friend on Twitter and Instagram, and we're part of what's called Squad Light. We're the Squad Crew, and it's a clothing company called Scramble Clothing. Scramble with a K. I'm actually wearing one of their hats right now.
Oh, I thought you were wearing an Oilers hat.
Ramble. They have an amazing clothing line of surf and golf clothing wear. And I met this guy through them, and we are both ambassadors, representatives for Scramble Clothing. So go check them out for sure. www.scrambleclothing.com. Scramble with a K. And this guy is a great dude. Anyways, he's invited me into his restaurant tonight. He's taking us golfing tomorrow, and then we are going Sunday, which is July 4th here, which is huge in the States, same as Canada Day. We're going to his palace, and I've seen pictures of this place. It's incredible. right in the base of the mountains. Pool, huge place, golf simulator and workout putting facilities. So we're going to spend Sunday there. Golf tomorrow, like I said, with some of his bros, and so I'm really excited. I'm pumped to be in Palm Springs. This tour has been amazing, and it's almost over, Wade. Where it's over now. I shouldn't say over in the sense of there'll be no more Bonzi content, if you will, but we are almost at the end of traveling, and then it will be the bus has to get fixed. It's probably going to take a month. I need 2 new windshields. I need 4 new doors. A bunch of other stuff. It's all covered by insurance, but the bus has been on a 4-month adventure, and it needs some love. And so that's where we're at. We're almost at the end. This is our second to last stop. The next stop would be just outside of LA. And then Bonzi will park the bus for a month. And it looks like, I'm not guaranteed, and it's a exclusive right here, but I think I'm going to Nicaragua for a month. For all of August. So we'll be touring around Nicaragua. We'll be getting some great content and footage there, but fingers crossed, we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
Right on. That's excellent. Sounds like a fun time.
It's been
I was just going to ask you how long till they kick you out of the States.
Well, I'm legally allowed here for 6 months, right. And I've been on the road for almost 3.5. So in 2+ months from now, I'm legally supposed to leave. But I've played this game before when I lived in Nicaragua. I've lived there for year at a time, come back, touch base. But it will. I'm not worried about that sort of thing, because once I get to LA, it's going to be bus fixed. It's going to be grinding and trying to get some work as a voice actor there as well. So hopefully I can extend the trip legally in the USA by getting a work visa, but that's down the road, and I'm not going to jinx it too much. But that's where we're at right now. So I got 6 months legally, but I probably won't be coming. The goal is, Wade, to be honest, I don't foresee coming back to Canada for a long time.
Oh, it's too bad. Because I wanted you to swing by here. We go for beers or whatever, you, Locke, and I, and I don't know, do a live simulcast from a bar and end up in jail or something. That'd kind of be fun too.
With you, me, and Locke, that's a very good possibility, mister.
Put bail money away because we're going out. Yeah,
hell yeah.
I'd be big trouble.
But listen, never say never, Wade. There may be an opportunity where if I don't even go to Nicaragua, because I won't be able to live on the bus for about a month while it gets fixed with all the.
Well, it wouldn't take that long if you wouldn't ram her into rocks and shit, eh?
No, I mean we got a bunch of door work to fix after hitting that boulder. 2 new windshields is going to take a couple of weeks as well. And it's unfortunate, but when you drive 5,000 miles in 3 months, stuff's going to happen to the bus. Oh, certainly. And I planned for this. I budgeted for this. And after 3.5 months, it needs some serious love. You don't foresee rocks hitting your windshield, but I got 3 serious cracks that need. I sealed one with a Walmart kit, and those work really good, by the way. But it still is at the point where it is going to be. It needs some serious love. So Nicaragua, as Holloway here says, I think that's your wife, right?
Yeah.
Nicaragua, most likely it is. Yeah, with a friend who's actually paying for me to go there and rent the accommodations. Because I lived there for 3 years, he always wanted to go and see it and be part of it. And he never made it while I lived there. So now he just quit his job, kind of like me a bit. He just bought a house, but he quit his job. It's kind of backwards, I know. But he got a huge payout, and he's like, I need to go to Nicaragua for 1 month, and I need you to take me. So I said, okay, bro, let's go. So that looks like that's what we're doing. It's not finalized yet, but it's this close. So we'll see what happens. Because even if I don't go with him, I'm probably still going to go on my own because I have so much family, not family, blood family, but
family.
Friends that are so tight and business people, so many great people there that I know and love. So that's where I'm gonna end up going to take some downtime and chill out. Still make great content every day. Still be on deanblundell.com every day or once a week on the thing, but blog and vlog and do that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm excited for this summer. I'm one of those guys, Wade, that has 0.0 idea of what I'm doing in 7 days from now.
Oh,
But,
I don't know what I'm doing 5 minutes from now. Never mind fucking 7 days, dude.
right?
This ends. I leave this room. I don't know what's going to happen next.
Exactly.
It's a shit show.
So many people plan months in advance, and there's some places like that I've actually called nice RV places or state parks. And especially for the next month, I'm going to be staying here before I do leave, and try and find a state park in California in the month of July and August to stay. It's not fucking happening, bro.
No.
These are booked 6 months in advance. I'm sorry, man, but I don't live my life like that. 6 months in advance, I'd be fucking dead in six minutes from now.
My wife and I travel the same way.
6 months in advance.
My wife and I travel the same way you're doing it. First time we ever went to Mexico, where do you want to go? I don't care. Let's just get there. So we picked cheapest. We picked the cheapest all-inclusive in Mexico at that time, and it's in a little town called Guayabitos. It's about an hour north of Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah.
So here we are, our 15th anniversary. Jump in a plane, first trip ever. Get off the plane. They throw us in a tour bus. It's an hour and a half through the jungle to get to this resort. Cliffs off the side of the road, and the only thing that's going through, and it's 3:00 in the morning. The only thing going through my mind is I've read about these tour buses falling off the earth on these exact same things. Great.
Yeah.
I've led us to our demise. Here we go.
Yeah.
Get to the resort, get off the bus, get to our room, sleep for a couple, 3-4 hours. I got up the next morning. I walked out of the room, took 2 steps to my left. I was on a beach and just looked down the beach and went, I'm home. And we've been back there every year since. We now stayed. We've got friends down there we stay with, or we'll stay at Airbnbs. We don't do the resort thing anymore. It's just, we don't eat and drink enough our weight in food and booze to make the cost up. So it's just, Airbnbs, do it. What are we going to do when we get there? When we get there, are we going to go on some tours? We'll figure it out when we get there.
We'll figure it out.
You want to go see something when we're there? We'll go. Hey, hard to plan from 4,000 miles away to what we want to do while we're there. So flying by the seat of your pants. It's the best way to go.
It is. And listen, there is some days where it is stressful, Wade, because you do call 5, 6, 7, 8 places and they're all booked up, especially for what just happened for July 4th weekend here in the United States. So originally I am supposed to be in Santa Monica right now, closer to my oldest son who lives there. And, but it just turned out like we just mentioned, every state park, every campground around Santa Monica, close to the ocean, is a hundo % booked, a solid, because it's nice place. It's great views. You're on the ocean or close to the ocean. Excuse me. You can't get those type of places. So that's why we're still out about 2 hours outside of LA and that area, because there's tons of room here. We're at a beautiful, beautiful RV resort. We're in Palm Springs desert, dude. Like it is hot as fuck here. Yes. But so I just spent, I don't know if you can tell through the camera and stuff now, but I've spent the last 2 days in the pool here in 110-degree weather. Now, the pool, you would think, oh, it'd be so luxurious and cool.
No, it's hot.
Dude, I've traveled the world, Wade. My parents are from Europe, so they took me there a lot as a kid, and we'd go. I've been to Greece. I've been to Italy in the summertime. It's fucking hot in Greece, in Italy. I lived in Nicaragua for 3 years. It's hot.
It gets hot, certainly.
I don't think there's anywhere hotter in the world than New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, and the desert of California. There isn't. I've never been to a hotter place in the world. It's fucking hot here, bro.
And it's so dry. That's the other thing. Yeah.
Which is
we've got it here this week too. We got kicked in the nuts here this week. It's been 35, 37, and it's
But
dry.
then you guys get the humidity, right?
We get no
So
humidity here.
I would prefer a 41 or a 42 dry over a 34 or 33 with humidity, because that humidity is just it
It gets
melts
you.
you. It's disgusting, bro.
Yeah, we don't get the humidity here, so it's a
Oh,
dry
okay.
heat.
Oh, you're in
We're in
I keep
Alberta.
forgetting. You're in
We're in
Alberta.
Alberta. Yeah.
Yeah, so I forgot. I was comparing you to Ontario, where I'm from. So
Yeah.
I know my friends are sweltering back in Ontario, and then I'm like, well, yeah, it's 110 here is that dry heat, dude. Though, but it's still, you walk out and it wallops you in the face.
My
I
son
don't
had the
care.
best line. We took him to Mexico the first time. He was 13 years old. He went in to have a shower. So how was your shower? He says, I went in wet. I came out slightly drier, actually. So it's,
Right, and
we,
stayed that way the entire time.
we spent a
Yeah.
week in Manzanillo. My wife and I, we stayed at the resort where they filmed the movie 10 with Bo Derek. And it was 47 at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Jesus Christ, dude. That's
And they
Where
had
was
that
this?
black lava sand in Manzanillo, southern Mexico.
Okay. Right.
And they
Yeah,
had
the
that
black
black
sand
lava
is
sand.
gnarly.
You couldn't even walk on it. Like you're
Yeah.
saying, running from your bar to the beach in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
That's what it took me back to, is our time in Manzanillo. You couldn't walk the beach. You couldn't even walk alongside the pool because it was all black tile.
Wow.
Just brutal. So we stayed in the room for a week.
Yeah. It's funny. Today was so hot here, and me and my son had all these plans. We did go to the gym and work out today, which was a first for me. And my son's been like, listen, my son's 19, and he lost a lot of weight over the past couple of years, and he's a gym rat now, and he loves it. And these places we've been traveling to in the desert, most of these RV resorts or campgrounds, if you will, I'd like to call most of them campgrounds today, or I shouldn't say today, but the stop we're at now in Palm Springs is an RV resort. And Dean called me on it yesterday, and he goes, what's the difference between an RV resort and an RV campground? And believe me, Wade, there's a big fucking difference. Okay. For instance, the last we stayed in Joshua Tree, like I told you, the campground was fucking desert, dude. 0.0 trees almost. Okay. So it means zero shade. Everything was dirt. There's grass. No, not even maybe. Okay. And a pool. No. Lake around. No, you're in the desert. So that was two days ago. Yesterday we pulled into this place, tennis courts, pool, hot tubs, spa, bocce ball court, you name it. So that's and grass and trees, which means shade.
It's like a KOA on steroids.
Oh, dude, it's a KOA on steroids for sure. And it's what's weird is it's cheaper than a KOA. KOAs, dude. I don't know what I'm trying to think of it's a fucking ripoff. That's all I'll say. I'm trying to think of an acronym for KOA. It doesn't come. Nothing
Killed on
comes
arrival.
Come in, but dude, it just they rape you. But there is some fancy RV resorts out here, which I'm at right now, that is respectable price. It's like, I think we're here for the July 4th weekend, which they could jack the rates. And like I said, I have every amenity. I've got a couple golf holes here. You can go pitch and putt, tennis courts, bocce ball, pickleball, pool. The pool's fucking hot, dude. Like it's almost like sitting if you ever been to a shitty hotel and you go in the hot tub and the hot tub's like warmish to mildly hot.
Yeah.
And you're disappointed, which you should be, but that's the fucking pool, which is the size of Texas. Actually, the pool's huge here, but it's like getting into one of them hottish, mildish, hottish, warm hot tubs. And you're just sitting there going, it's kind of refreshing, but it's kind of not at the same time.
You expect a cold plunge and you're just jumping into your bathtub.
You know what's funny here, and a true story, is we spent about 3 hours in the pool today, and they actually have a fucking sprinkler, dude. This is no word of a lie, and it's the first time I've seen it. They had a sprinkler system. One of them. They had that at the pool, and guess where it was pointing? Into the pool, so that when you were in the pool, which was a hot bathtub, you had a cold sprinkler going across you, like, and you'd stand there and go, yes. Every time it came across you, it was just fucking so fantastic because it was
I think
cold out of the ground and not
that's
in the. It was
that's part of the SEAL training exhibit they're going to put you through here next week.
That's how
For
fucking
July
hot it is
4th, you'll
here,
be a
bro.
trained SEAL. You'll be up bouncing a ball and
Right?
you notice some
Or,
ridiculous
or,
shit.
or.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, anyways, I'm excited to golf tomorrow. We're going to an amazing uh, country club here. It's private. My
Is it the
buddy's
Palms
really hooked
Desert?
me up. So huge shout out to him. It's called the Classic Club, I think. And I Googled it. The drive over video of the entire course. It's like right out of the PGA or like a
Yeah.
fancy ass, mountain course. So stoked for that. We're teeing off super early because even at and by 9 a.m. here, it's almost 90, 95 degrees.
Yeah.
So we'll,
Right on.
but I'm a heat lover, dude. Like I said, I live in Nicaragua, so we'll barrel through. This doesn't bug me. My son is struggling a lot more than I am, but I'm stoked to golf tomorrow in the mountains with the mountain views in a beautiful desert course, and then Sunday it's July 4th here, so we're partying at Buddy's mansion. And then from there, we got 2 days in and around the LA area. And then my son flies out on the 6th. And then old Bonzarelli's back on his own.
Bachelor. Back to Vegas.
I might even fucking, you know what, dude? You joke. I might even drive up to Reno and go to the Bunny Ranch. I'm so fucking horny at this point of the trip. It's been too long since I've had a relationship with a lady.
I sat here. I was just howling when you were telling that story about the hotel room and the playing cards. Fuck.
Good times, right?
I was in Vegas. Shit. My youngest son was born. He was like a month old. It was November 26 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
And same deal. You walk the strip and they're handing you flyers and shit like that. And I'm with my parents and my sister. We went down for the Edmonton Eskimo Las Vegas Posse football game. So the last true family vacation, as it were. We flew down for the football game, which ended up being canceled and played up here in Edmonton. So we're in Vegas, walking the strip, and I'm collecting these goddamn things, right? Every flyer they can get.
Yeah.
My wife's at home with a 1-month-old baby who just had his shots. I'm in Vegas collecting porn. Right?
Good for you.
I get home. I'm pissed. It's minus 40 when I get off the plane. We had thrown our parkas and winter boots and shit in my dad's car at the airport before we left. So we get home. I'm wearing a muscle shirt, cutoffs, and then I threw my parka on and my Sorels when we got to dad's car. That's how I walked up to the house with porn just literally falling out of every piece of luggage I had. Going, here, I brought these home for you, honey. Didn't go over that well.
Yeah. Shocking.
Yeah, don't understand it at all.
Yeah.
But hey, fuck, 26 years later, she's still here. So
I
must be doing something right.
Hell yeah. You must have a fucking hog on you the size of a fucking billy goat.
hung like a squirrel.
There you go. Well, good
right
on
on
you
Bonds.
for that, dude, because that's not an easy feat, mister, at all. And I've been single for almost 5 years now, and I love it. But there is times where I do miss the companionship of a woman. But then I realize, and then 2 seconds later I snap to and go, oh, Bonzi, you've been to Costa Rica, Nicaragua, England, and then bought a tour bus and did whatever the fuck you wanted since you've been single. So it was devastating. I was married 15 years, together 17, and it ended like that. So It was devastating, dude, and it was weird, and it took me years to get over. But ever since, then I just went and fucking lived my life for me instead of living it for everybody else. You know what I mean? So life is tough. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it is tough. But you know what?
You got to make of it what you will.
Yeah, I'm here with my best friend. We're both insane. And
Doe sounds amazing. God bless Doe, and thanks for all the comments and watching.
Couple weeks,
she's the best.
Couple weeks from now, we'll hook up with you again. Get some more traveling under your belt. Dude, maybe beat up the bus a little bit more, and we'll bring her into the conversation and you can meet her, and we'll just have a shit show on that behalf as well.
Definitely, and I'll have a bunch more stories for you.
Right
I
on.
mean, we barely scratched the surface
Oh, I know. I've
tonight.
watched your content online, and I catch you on Dean's show all the time on Blundell.com, and
Hey, so listen,
just
Wade, I really do appreciate your support. I know I'm newish on Dean. It's been 3 months now, I guess, at least almost 4, I guess 4 months on Dean, and I'm super thankful for Dean Blundell. For what the opportunity and
yeah.
platform he's given me, because I mean, I have my own platform here. And listen, I had a plan on this trip, and it was to make great content. It was to film every day, take pictures, video, and edit and put out great content. Well, that's a great plan and all, mister. But when you're on your own
Well,
and
there's one of
you still work full time doing voice recording, and you think you're going to put out a weekly show of everywhere, dude, I couldn't keep up,
Oh, no
and
doubt.
I really couldn't. It does take a team of people to make something like this happen. Which and I think this thing could have really blown up. I couldn't afford a team of people, a camera person, a editor. If I had an editor on board I could afford, then this would have been a million times better. But unfortunately, it's just me. And so listen, when I get to LA and I finally settle down and drop the bus and we're not traveling anymore, I have thousands of hours of footage to put out for you guys, and you'll laugh your ass off. I've got so much great shit that I've done over the past 3 months that hasn't even come out to fruition yet. You know what I mean, Wade? So anyways, it's people like you and a lot of other followers, like guys like Locke, who I do the show with, and James DeFiore, and they all love me and they support my shenanigans. And it's guys like you that watch the show every day and stuff that make this happen. So I appreciate you. I thank you so much for having me on your show, and I hope your podcast grows and grows too, dude.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate you jumping on here with me. I truly do.
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure
Like I
being
say,
a guest on Wade.
At some time in the future, we will get together and end up in jail. I'm gonna call it now.
I want to be on your show in the future again. I don't want to go to jail. Here's why. I went to jail once, Wade, when I was 20 years old.
That's where I know you from.
21.
We dated before.
You stop. Yeah, it was in Alberta. Funny enough, the only time I've ever been to jail, and it was in Banff, Alberta. It was my 21st birthday. I was working at the Banff Springs Hotel. At that time, I was a valet driver, parker, if you will.
Yep.
And a valet attendant. And it was my 21st birthday. I was 40-second walk from at that time, Staffacom was right across the street from the hotel. Sadly, those are all now side accommodations for the hotel, because money is money, right? So to this day, I'd love to know where all the staff went, because there was like 4 or 5 buildings there that were staff accommodations. Well, now they're part of the Banff Springs Hotel. Anyways, I was living there, and one of the famous bars at the Banff Springs back in the 1990s was the Whiskey Creek. And I was in there one night. I knew everybody, the DJ, the bartenders. We all lived together, like right there in the buildings. Anyways, I was wasted. It was my 21st birthday. I was 5'7.5", 8, and 130 pounds, and a mouthy little fucker, believe it or not.
No.
Anyways, I got chased around. I was so wet. At one point, it was like 2 in the morning almost, and I'm sleeping on the table. And so the bouncer, who I know, and he's about 400 pounds, 350. Not the svelte as fellas, but he was like, "You got to go." And I was like, "I'll leave if you can catch me as you chase me around the bar." Because all of a sudden, he woke me up. I had a second wind. So I made this fat fucker chase me around the bar. And then it was a joke. I had it all planned, and I ran out the front door, and I was going to go home to bed, okay? Because I was fucked up. And great parting story. And so I run out the door. He can't catch me. He's, like I said, he's a massive fat fucker. And he comes out. He right away waves goodbye. "Okay, you fucker, you got me." And I'm walking home, and all of a sudden, somebody grabs me on the back of my shoulder. So I was wasted. I turn around, and I kind of elbow smashed a security guard in the mouth who was my friend. And he was like, he didn't understand how wasted I was, didn't know it was my birthday, and took me to the ground and called the cops. And I got carted away to jail on my 21st birthday. And because I was such a good boy on the way from getting arrested and handcuffed and driving down to the station, I didn't even have to go to the drunk tank. I got my own private cell for the night. I had to do my 8 hours. Well, listen, I don't fucking care who you are, what you are, how much money you have, or you're piss poor. Nobody fucking should go to jail. It's not a cool place. There's nothing worse than being in an 8x8 prison cell behind bars. It was not a fun time. Thankfully, I was so fucking wasted. I slept 6 of the 8 hours, but those last 2 hours sitting there, just twiddling your thumbs and like, what the fuck? And I sat there that day, Wade, and I was like, could you imagine fucking up that bad where this is your life and you sit here day in and day out? I've never been to jail since, mister, and then I'm fucking sticking to it. And that's it. That's all I got
I've never
to say.
been.
Good.
Right on. Right on. Well, again, I appreciate it, brother. You go enjoy your dinner.
And this has been a blast.
Enjoy your dinner. Save me a doggy bag, eh?
I don't know. This place is, and I'm not, this isn't my jam or anything, and I'm not that hoity-toity guy, but this place is the place to be in Palm Springs. And just luckily, like I said, I know this guy strictly through Instagram. I've never even met him, and he already invited me to his restaurant for dinner. And then hooked me up with a full day of golf tomorrow. So I'm really excited to go to this fancy place. We got to put on pants in 110 degrees here, and I can't even wear a hat, dude. So I'm freaking out right now because I got to go like.
You should have stopped at Walmart and got some of that spray on hair.
Well, fuck or something, right? I have a fedora. I'm good, but it's not a breathable one.
Oh, so, yeah, you'll melt.
Yeah, I know. So, but dude, I fucking haven't gone with that hat in forever. So I think I'll just melt in the fedora and go suffer.
Nobody but your son knows you down there. So
true that. That.
It's not like you're hanging out with me. And where?
Wade, you're a good guy. Thanks for having me on your podcast. It's been a real pleasure. Brother. Yeah.
Have a good night, bud.
We'll
care. Talk to you later.
You bet.
Right on. That's Bonzi. Greg Bonds. Hello, nice guy. Check out his blogs, his vlogs, everything. It's all on YouTube at was it Live with Bonzi? Living with Bonzi? Live with Bonzi. Tripping with Bonzi. Check him out on YouTube. It is bitch day. Friday. I had a whole whack of bitches to bring up, but I think we've exhausted our time for today. Maybe we'll do a midweek thing. Yeah. We'll jump on here midweek, scream, yell, bitch, whine, holler. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was fun for me. Like I said, I follow him on Instagram and on Twitter and YouTube and watch some of his episodes and escapades. He is quite the character. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you all have a good weekend. Hope this brought you a little laughter into your life for the weekend. Try and stay cool, man. It's hot out there. Good night.